Hey, welcome back to Get Down to Business, the show all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. I'm absolutely thrilled to be joined by Stephen Newman, who wrote a book. It's called A Failed Experiment. Where did that idea come from, Stephen? And welcome to the program.
Well, the idea came to mind when I had read a piece written by a social psychologist who indicated that we're all born with an implicit bias, and as a result of that bias, we are attracted to people that are like us, and we're suspicious of anyone who's any different.
100%. And Stephen, really to clarify, we're talking about race relations. We're talking about race relations, and you are a student of history, as I understand it. So you have studied the past as a means of influencing the future. So how have events of the past influenced what we are going through right now of some of the race relations challenges that we're seeing throughout the country?
Right. And well, that social psychologist continued with an indication that we have an ability to surround ourselves with people that are like us, and if they're different, we become vulnerable. So that's a fancy way of saying that we're hardwired to affiliate with those who look like us and act like us. And then she refers to the term birds of a feather flock together. That was the basis for the idea.
And you wrote a book. So you are an author now. So what was that process like in writing about your studies?
Well, it's I've written a couple of books now, and I started off in college, and was sitting next to a cute USC blonde because I'm a USC graduate. And the professor I had apparently tricked him into believing that I was a writer. So he said to me, "We're going to send you to Cambridge, all expenses paid." But Mr. Klein, I had a choice: the cute little blonde or going to Cambridge. So I chose the cute little blonde that I've been married to for 53 years.
That's wild. And I know you are a CPA. So how has that sort of process of multitasking been for you?
Well, it is originally I started out as a CPA that represented talent and production companies in Hollywood. People such as Steve McQueen and et al. Were people that I represented, and in those days it was the wild west, because the studios were constantly moving monies around between loser films and winner films. And I remember James Garner asked me, he said, "Steve, I want this car, this red car." And I did a little investigation and found out that he had in fact acquired the car. The problem was the studio had charged him 37 times for the same car. Then eventually I moved into controversy work. Yes, representing foreign and U.S. citizens in major cases with the Internal Revenue Service. So that was, the last 20 years of my profession was battling on a daily basis with the Internal Revenue Service. And during the course of those Internal Revenue Service audits, I would often write briefs or responses 4 to 5 hours a day, and that aided my process in the writing issue.
Sure.
I had actually, when I was younger, at that class at USC, I had written a couple of pieces, and they were published, and
Well, Stephen, I'm going to have to leave it there. Stephen, we are just about out of time, and I don't want to get cut off by a commercial without saying that folks can find a copy of your book on Amazon. Stephen L. Newman, look up all of his books. Stephen, thank you so much for joining us on the air. We'll be back in Get Down to Business in just a moment.